right, hello everyone. It's Casey here on the Astrologini, back again. I wanted to do a little Ingress chart for Neptune in Aries, which is starting today for the next approximately 14 years. And it takes, I believe it's 165 or 168 years to go around the zodiac. And that's exactly what it just has done. The 0 point of Aries, that's marking an entire new cycle. So it's not just a shift from one sign to the next, which is a 14-year shift, which would be a big shift in itself, but it's an era shift. It's a brand new zodiacal cycle of Neptune energy. So we did have in the end of March of 2025 through October, we did get to see a little sneak peek of Neptune and Aries and what that might look like, a little glimpse into that energy to get us kind of prepared for now that Neptune in Aries is settled. Neptune is now settled in Aries for the next approximate 14 years. So anyway, Neptune really kind of governs both our lower and higher self. It really governs spirituality or deception. It's in Aries, though, I kind of see this energy more as the spiritual warrior or the enlightened soldier. It's like the test of the true believers and the hero's journey, basically. And the test of the true believers, that's going to go double, be very amplified when Saturn enters into Aries. I believe it's on the 13th, and then obviously even more potent on the 20th when they exactly conjunct. But this Neptune in Aries is very much about, meeting our spiritual inclinations, our dreams, our visions, and meeting them with bold actions, and remaining resilient and being able to soldier on through this alluring mystic fog that Neptune can create. So basically, if we don't have a very strong, innate sense of self and identity, if we didn't build that now, we basically will fall victim to the distorting disorientations of the unconscious mind. Not to mention the unconscious mind, the collective unconscious mind. That's what Neptune also rules. And we will fall victim to it because we won't be able to discern some of the distortions of like fake war, invasions, and psychological operations that will be at play during the Neptune's transit in Aries. That will be felt on a collective scale. So it's very important that you had already built a strong sense of self and identity, like what a healthy Aries would look like, not an insecure, mistrusting Aries that is latching on to their ego and competitive nature to make themselves feel strong and stably identifiable You know, we want to have a stable identity now. And if we don't, we really are going to have to do a lot of work. And it's going to be really hard to navigate through this mystic, alluring Neptunian fog and falling victim to the unconscious mind, the things that are still sitting in the unconscious mind, and being thrown into the collective unconscious mind, you know, being a part of that. We're going to be feeling that because Neptune is a generational, you know, more collective energy. So that is something that we need to know and we need to be aware of, and we need to be meeting our bold actions towards spiritual creativity and enlightenment. You know, Neptune really is the elevated veil of the higher realms. And if you haven't done the work to reach it, then, you know, like I said, things are going to be elusive and distorting and disorientating. And it's going to be produced by your unconscious mind. But like I said, Aries does like a challenge. They're always up for the challenge. And that's why it is very much the spiritual warrior, or, you know, the hero's journey, or the enlightened soldier. It's the test of the true believers. So for the next 14 years, Neptune and Aries will be, you know, trying to tap into our bolder sense of self and identity through the higher realms. So yeah, the Ingress chart, just real quick, is, you know, it immediately sextiling Mars and Pluto conjunction, and not far from the Sun either, even Mercury and Venus, but mainly the Mars-Pluto conjunction, which Mars will hit Pluto exactly tomorrow in conjunction. And having this sextile with Mars and Pluto is really interesting where it's starting off, because, you know, the Mars-Pluto conjunction in Aquarius is the release of many dormant forces to, you know, rise up out of the surface for major transformations of our actions, our motives, and our passions on a collective scale, because it's also Aquarius. It's humanity at large. So much of the collective energies, the generational mass movement planets, are being activated here on, you know, so much of humanity's collective energy, you know, is being activated with, you know, the underworld of Pluto, where we've had all the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and now Mars entering into the underworld to authenticate and purify their energies. And with a sextile is a good aspect to have between the Mars and Pluto conjunction. And sextiles often mean good open lines of communication and being able to seize opportunity as well. And so we have an opportunity to transform what is deeply hidden, and what is in deep need of release. When we have the clarity with the sextile, we have the line of communication and the opportunity to know what exactly that is. So that's very good where Neptune, I think, is starting off at. It's starting off with a bang already, you know. So much major stuff happening within this week, from the 22nd to like the 29th, and even up into the first when we have the full moon in Leo. So yeah, this is really, I think it's a good start for Neptune. I really do. It's a great start that we're but it's not necessarily an easy start. It's just, we're also kind of being forced, to make things better, to make things easier on us. We must authenticate, purify our natures now, and dissolve all the old realities that Neptune had created over the last 165 years, but especially the last 14 or so years while it's been in Pisces. So yeah, let's soldier on. Let's be the hero in the hero's journey. Let's withstand the test of the true believers. So I'll just leave it there. And for all of you, don't just take care, but give care too. And I will see you next time.